just so everybody knows, the only reason why we're back is because trump cards were talked about in chat, and so
Hi, we love you. Please don't do it.
yeah. Neil was too busy showing Chloe inappropriate pictures of me. I don't want to know where that conversation was going. I'm just glad that it's over. So, and don't ask where he got those pictures from. So, anyways, we your characters would go and grab Kithul, grab up the stone that Kithul would kind of like judge as being the best one to bring with him. Where is he? Kithul with a K. 1 second. All right, Kithul, may the force be with you.
Oh my god.
Yes!
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Do you want to luck die that to try to get that ever so sweet 30? Well, it was a sweet 30 until Jake made his character.
Do it.
Yeah,
I'll
good.
roll it if you want.
It's
can
pretty
roll it.
perfect. It's pretty important, brother.
Ah,
Fuck the slumbering coin.
Wait, click the button.
fuck.
Try clicking the button, Nathan. Because we need to check whether the button works.
It doesn't work.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
Why does it work for everyone else but us? Huh?
Because you're a different type of character sheet. Yeah.
Where's the investment, Scott?
Pathfinder's a much more complicated character sheet than the other ones.
It got confused when I simply had an NPC sheet with the same name as my character sheet. It panicked. So
So anyways, yeah, your characters, it did. It was funny. So you, that was your solo VOD, I think. So
Yeah.
you drop him off with a stone, and he starts working on it with the slumbering crane, and then the three of you are gonna head down to the bank.
Yes.
Why are we laughing?
yeah, yes. Oh, no, so I'm laughing because it sounded like you said something else. Don't worry.
So you head down to the bank. Oh, when you get into the bank, obviously there's still that sealed door that's there, but that sealed door, of course, belongs to the people of Hod Glen. And then there's the basement that you want to get down to. So you guys get there. Elliot talks his way through the peoples or whatever it is. For you to finally make your way downtown, walking fast, faces past, your basement bound. So you go downstairs, and one of the things that you notice as soon as you start walking down the stairs is that it's getting warmer and warmer and warmer at the base of the stairs. When you go through the door that's down there, it is very warm down there. Now, granted, it's summertime anyways, so it's not like you're lacking any heat upstairs. It's just now uncomfortably warm. It's almost like almost sauna warm, but without the humidity. So it's like a good 110 degrees. You know what I mean? Like Fahrenheit, you can convert that to non-freedom
Australian
form.
summer. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So it's very warm as soon as you go down there, and that's not even inside the room with the actual elemental itself. As I described beforehand, this room down here almost has like a Y shape to it. There's a door in the center of the Y shape, and then there's doors on either side coming to the end of the Y that ends in the same chamber on the far side. That chamber, of course, has the serpentine statue inside of it. And then there's the chamber that you did want to go into. I assume you guys are just going straight to the elemental.
Yeah.
Okay. When you guys go in there, who saw the elemental last time? Was it just Grishka?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Cool. So just Grishka saw it beforehand. When you guys walk in there, you see that this elemental is small. It is very small. As a matter of fact, it looks about as tall as a cat if it was standing up.
Would it be about the same size as the ones that I make? That I made that one time?
You made a small size elemental before?
Yes. So I believe it's small.
This is tiny sized.
Oh.
Yeah. Which, for the viewpoint of the viewers, is technically smaller than what Grishka saw.
Imagine Scott standing next to Will.
Oh, wait. Smaller than what Grishka saw.
Grishka saw a small size. This is tiny sized.
Oh, no.
Either way, it's still standing there. As you guys walk forward, walk up to the brazier, so on and so forth, like the big area, it appears. Same as it did last time. This room is, I don't want to say unbearably hot, but pretty freaking close to it. It's about 120 degrees. If anybody's ever worked a kitchen in the like a restaurant kitchen in the summertime, or if you, I suppose, spend time in the outback or are familiar with places like Arizona, then you know exactly what 120 degrees, but a dry heat, feel like. It is very, very uncomfortable, but nonetheless, you're in there.
49 Celsius.
There you go, 49 Celsius.
I would say, in Ignin, what's your name?
Its response, I'm not going to use like a voice mod thing for this creature, but remember, its voice comes out in noises that kind of sound like a...
Yep.
But of course, you can actually speak Ignan, so you can understand what it's saying. It says, my name is lost with time. My time is nearly up.
What is causing your time to be up? And he would look at around to see if everyone can understand this. I know that Tesh isn't there right this second, but can he understand?
I can hear. So he would look like he understands.
Okay.
Okay. And so,
you would see concern when he says like his time is almost up, showing that he obviously understood
You would
what he
ask
said.
why.
and Elliot does, of course, understand Igning as well, because he's a master of all languages. So
Except for one of them, the wind one.
yeah, he's not. Actually, I think when I retooled his character, nope, he still doesn't have Orin. Still doesn't have Orin. Yep, you're correct. So anyways, yeah, it says, it just simply responds, the fading.
Fading. Is something causing this to happen?
The fading.
And noted here, Ilan would respond in Ignan. Is there anything we can do to help?
It would just simply say no. Now, you just so you know, these creatures are not the most intelligent, but they're not dumb either, right? They usually are pretty plain, pretty white bread. You know what I mean? Boring.
Like you.
What?
Pretty boring. And
Don't just try to unmute
okay, let's
me.
see mother. There you go. I'll fix that. Let me just all right.
Oh,
so,
now
all right. So they usually
now I'm raring.
Well, it's an improvement.
But now Neil is Ilan. I can't have that.
No, we don't want to ruin the character. Sorry.
Let me quickly do it.
Well, usually they're pretty boring or whatever, and then you actually have the ability to kind of get them to lighten up a little bit, to almost like unbind. That wasn't me. Yeah. You have the ability to get them to unbind. You just have to use your class feature on them.
Right. That's what I would definitely do that.
I'll wait for the blue.
Bloop. Hold on. Additional. Not that. Elemental empathy.
Why is Snaga saying, Elliot, you lazy boy?
What?
The elemental ally rolls a d20 and adds druid level to charisma modifier. All right.
Would it be disrespectful to pour out a cold one when the fire elemental dies?
That would be disrespectful. What is I have to do my charisma modifier and my level. So what's my charisma?
Will, I think you changed to your you probably did this intentionally. You probably changed to your microphone on your camera, correct?
I did not do that purposefully. Hold on.
Whatever microphone you're using, it seems like its levels are bouncing. It's like trying to autocorrect for you, so it's making your volume go up and down.
Try to fix that.
Like it's not like it's, oh my god, it's horrible. Just make sure you're aware.
Yeah.
And after you take care of that, did you want to add a D4 to this roll?
Yeah.
Okay, Neil, you want to throw a D4 in there for him while he's trying to fix his audio? But never mind. Okay, so
what are we at now?
a 22.
No.
we go.
For luck dice.
3.
3. Yep, cool. Just making sure I have my upkeep the same.
Okay. So when you do this to the creature, when you give your wild empathy, can you, your elemental empathy, can you describe to us how it looks?
I would say you see me just like sit down in front of this thing and just like show it that I'm here as a friend and I'm not doing anything else to harm it. I even might produce like a flame in my hands as I'm speaking to it. Close my eyes and just I say, I am here not only of my own accord, but for your wellness as well.
He breathes out and he fuels the fire. You know, like when you blow on embers. Anyways, so you can see that you can actually see it because again you have a bit of empathy with these creatures. Though this falls, on deaf ears to Ilan and Elliot. It seems to relax. It seems to calm. You can see that its fires are a little bit more smooth, a little bit more evenly toned, so on and so forth. You can tell that this creature is showing that it's has a mutual respect between the two of you. You can continue talking to it if you'd like, Neil or whoever. I said Neil, I meant Will or whoever.
I would then say, what did he call it? I'm sorry?
The fading.
What is the fading?
The fading. It happens to all of us in time. It is when we come into being, we slowly burn out. For most, they would have faded by now. But the magic that keeps me bound here in servitude has also delayed my fading. My time is almost up.
He'll nod and say, what is your purpose here?
To be a bridge.
A bridge between
My world and yours.
And when you are gone, will someone take your place?
A new bridge would have to be formed. A new person would have to be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Bound?
Yeah, bound. Thank you. God, I'm me with words today. I'm so sorry. A new person would have to be bound. Otherwise, the bridge would be closed. The magics would weaken, and the moat would fail.
The moat?
It was just it's one of those things where it's nodding. You probably don't necessarily understand that it's nodding and like the little flare up and everything, but you can imagine.
I just look at Elliot like moat. What moat?
Obviously, Nathan would kind of pick up the more subtle response, and Nathan would say, "You said you look at Nathan." Elliot would actually chime in and say, "Nathan, I don't recall whether or not you were part of that meeting, as we have so many of them, but a moat was referenced by the angel as well."
Oh, that is true.
Shit, you're right. That means that's not good.
Well, what is a moat? It is to protect. It is to make sure that nothing else can come. If the angel was here, did the angel reference being a moat?
Hold on.
He said he mentioned it as a bounds, I think.
So, this is because we're speaking English. Your character's obviously be speaking in Ignan.
Yep.
The sound moat sounds like M-O-A-T, but this is actually referring to M-O-T-E.
Oh, okay.
Moat. Like a tiny piece of substance.
Yep.
Oh. Would I've heard? Wait, have I been told about that area that has the fire resonance?
You have not.
Okay, I won't say anything.
Balls in Nathan's court.
I wonder if
I would say I
What,
would
Neil?
turn to Elliot. What?
What, Neil? Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay.
I would turn to Elliot and say, "What do you know more about this moat?"
I don't know to which moats the angel were referring. I just know that he said that he will protect the lands within the boundaries of them. Excuse me.
Wait, hang on.
Elliot definitely does.
Wait,
know.
can you put on the map where the elemental areas we found so far are? I think he just, yeah.
Give me
There?
1 second. Give me 1 second.
That's the only one I know of, but I know there was another one. Oh, shit.
And save and bam.
Yep, okay, shit. Interesting. That fuck. Ilan knows nothing. I can't
Move
talk
to the
about
map
this.
for everybody else to say. Sorry.
Yeah, Ilan knows nothing about this, so I can't talk about it. But this is a big thing for the players.
And these are the ones that he was just pinging a moment ago. All right, go ahead, Nathan. Ball back in your court, of course.
Do you know if any other elementals are bound in the same manner you are?
I am not familiar with how others would be bound because they would be from a different home than my own. But
Yep.
it is very likely the case.
This is tough. He would say, "Do you want to go back home, or do you prefer being bound?"
The binding has kept me alive longer. I hated it. I hated it for so long. I hated being stuck here for so long. You know, this thing's opening up to you because of your your connection with it. It usually wouldn't open up so much. But then it also kept me here. It kept me from fading for so long. If I have one great regret, it would be the centuries alone.
He will nod. How much time do you have left?
I do not know. I don't know how long the fading lasts. I simply know it is a part of our being. We are born, and then we fade.
So quick question. After I set my elemental to the door there, to protect that, Neil sent guards.
There are healing guards on either side, yeah. Or guards on either side, yeah.
All right. I would say.
But you know that none of the chosen are there.
Right.
And neither is what's his name? Kithel.
I would turn to
or
Elliot.
Ravina, or Elliot.
Jeez.
Or Edric.
Or anyone.
You know who's there, right? Huh?
Glugmug.
Oh no, not that guy.
We come back and Glugmug's like stopped an invasion. So, yeah.
I would turn to Elliot.
I threw barrels at them.
There's a
Barrels.
huge army outside the gate. He turns to a guard and says, "Bring out the special reserve."
So Glugmug is Donkey Kong then.
Glugmug is Donkey Kong. Good, great double entendre. All right, moving on. Nathan.
I would turn to Elliot and just say, "What else do we need to know of him?"
Sorry, Elliot. He would say, well, obviously this fading is something that's of interest. I've never heard of such things before, but this creature was here the entire time the Mull Empire was here, or at least a portion of it. They were the ones that bound it here, correct? I would ask it myself, but you seem to have a degree of affinity with it. Ask about the Mull Empire.
He would turn and say, "Did the Mull Empire bind you to this place? Are they the ones who've kept you here?"
Mull. Yes.
He would turn back to Elliot and
I
nod.
can understand him.
Oh.
Elliot does say, could you ask him about these? And he gestures towards the pillars that are there. The pillars that describe different things. They were looked at in the water temple forever ago by one, and then apparently here as well.
He would say, "What can you tell? What can you tell us about these?" Gesturing toward the pillars.
They are written in different dialects of our tongue, but nonetheless all refer to the same thing. They are my home, plus someone else's and another's. He gestures towards one of the pillars and says, this one there, if you read it, you can choose to or not, it describes my home. And then he gestures towards another one and says, and that one it references another home close to mine, and another, and another, and another, pointing at the different pillars.
Important question. Which of these pillars can I understand?
1 second. Because there's so many different dialects, I have to look at your character sheet. Give me a moment. Give for me moment, sir. Give for me moment, sir. Where the fuck are you? Oh, you're up.
The question is, if Scott's so bad at accents, why does he do them all the time?
I mean, I do it all the time. That's just how I talk to myself. Gotcha. So you can actually kind of understand. So you can fully understand, of course, Ignan. And then there are like offshoot dialects of Ignan that you can kind of understand, same as Nathan can kind of understand them. But there's one that you can actually read just as well as you can read Ignan. And going over and reading it for a moment, you can see that what it's describing is something that the way that it's describing what's there, the way that it's describing the combination of this, that, and the other thing, and the scintillating colors and the lights and so on and so forth, it strikes you as extremely familiar to the creature that came into being that time that you and Nathan touched, the time he helped you to your feet, and it changed. You realize it's in reference to a place called Radiance.
So, Nathan, this one, it sound the description is like when you helped me up, your elemental, and he'd be acting as if you can read it. He'd be like pointing to it. Doesn't it seem like that?
Reading it again, it's same idea. It's the same base language to you. What's your face there, Nathan? But you're but it's a different dialect. So you can read most of what's there, but it's hard to read. You technically have to make a linguistics check to understand the rest of it. And actually, Ilan, if you're trained in it, if you're trained in linguistics, you're welcome to do so for the sake of looking at the other ones too. If you're
I'm not trained in it.
Not trained in it.
That's okay. Because you know who is?
Elliot. Elliot's the one I wanted to make this role as well. Oh no.
Why does Elliot always roll so bad?
He has a plus 15.
Always. He always rolls so bad.
He rolls so bad.
He always rolls
You
so
think
bad.
when you punched him, he like knocked something in me.
Okay. But yeah, so I'll be this radiance sounds.
Do you guys want to luck that, or you have what, 3 left? I think.
Nah,
You get a thumbs up from the.
As much as I would like Elliot to make this one, it's not important enough to luck.
Wow, back to season 1 and season 2 and
What?
season
No.
3.
What he's not important enough. It's this thing is for me, not him.
I got you. Go ahead.
What?
Shut up, Neil.
These are the different planes, right? And he points to like the mixings. So these are the mixes of the planes. he just stopped for a second, realizing that there's the elemental here is obviously this is something that can wait. Just I would want to read through these if I can, try and understand as much as I can later. But
As would I, honestly. It's a bit tricky. I'm going to need a little bit of time trying to. I can read most of what's here, but it's been a bit tricky. What's happened? Add one more to your luck pool.
I actually, what? Ilan would look at the other pillars and just look to these ones. Why can I understand these? Realizing now that they're all in different languages, why can he understand these two?
You speak the language, it seems. You've been speaking it.
What language?
He turns to you, he turns to the fire elemental, and he turns back to you. He says,
like,
in Ignin.
Yeah, it's like in Perrin, I assume it's Ignin that you can read, same as all of us.
I didn't know I wasn't speaking Perrin.
Oh.
That's peculiar.
Well, there have been some documentations of people that take serious head wounds, and when they come to, they've awakened with different accents. Yeah. Strange case.
Have I spoken any other languages?
9.
Not while we've been here.
Wait, are you trying to? It seems like you're trying to get a message across. But at a stumble for words. Are you saying that you can read some of these pillars better than the others? Because if that's the case, the same is for Nathan and myself. Gestures towards the fire pillar. Both of us can read this clean and clear, but the rest of them are, of course, a different dialect, and so will require a degree of kind of going over them to make sure that we get the translation correct.
I can read that one clear, but I can also read this one clear. And he would point to the Radiance one.
Walks over and says, well, this is a different dialect, but it is the same base language. Maybe whatever it is that gave you the ability to understand Ignin also gave you the ability to understand this dialect. It's just what dialect this is that we would have to understand. I mean, technically speaking, this is all primordial, right? This is just different versions of the same root language. Even if you can only speak Ignin, you should be able to piece together some small amount of Aurorum or whatnot.
Either way, sorry, we can worry about this later. Let's get back to the matter at hand. It didn't. My time's not limited.
Truth be told, this is a matter at hand, but that's fine. We can back to the elemental. It seems as though it's not without pressing.
I would turn to then Elliot and say, he seems to know a bit about the past. He's been here a very long time. Is there anything else you'd like to know about the past?
Well, for one, if the Mull bound it here, how did they do so? What kind of magics did they use? Is this against their will, or are they willing? What was the Mull Empire like? Their social structure? What kind of hierarchy? These moats, who put them in place? Where are they? How many are there? Not to mention, we have 2 gods that came into being in these lands. Does it know about the creation of those gods? How it was done so? In theory, there were science experiments. There were experiments that were done in the past. Any details about those? Location of other temples, etc., etc. There's countless tomes that we can fill up, volumes even, of information we can get off this creature, if only it's willing to part with it.
He would turn to the creature and say, we need a lot of information if you're willing to give it. Are you?
I can help with certain matters. I was bound to be a bridge between the worlds. I was bound to make sure that one here could reach out to there and touch it if need be, but also to impart knowledge.
Do you know how many more there are like you?
In my world,
As bridges.
I do not.
When you were bridged, when you were bound to this world, did you do it willingly?
I very much did not.
And he like takes a second to like think about that specifically. He goes, well, if you could, would you tell us the magics that they use to bind you?
I don't understand the magics fully, because I only saw the tail end of the ritual as I was coming into being here and then being bound. I don't know if others should be bound here. I came to appreciate it over time. Others might not. When we are born in different sizes. I was born great, and now I am small.
He looks at Ilan and says, is there anything else that you would like to know?
Sorry, I don't believe so. I think I've learned more than I expected to learn, and learned some things I didn't know I needed to know.
He'll nod and he'll say, well, Elliot, we can stay here with it and get as much information as you're willing to stay here. He is rather friendly to us.
I could spare a few days.
He'll say, I believe he'll continue to be friendly with you. However, I do need to have a conversation with him alone.
With who?
The elemental.
The elemental alone, sorry. Gotcha. He says, yeah, that's perfectly fine if you're willing to stay here. You are the one that he's friendly with, so if you would like, why don't you have your private conversation, and then again, perhaps we could stay here for a couple of days and we'll see what we can glean from this.
I think that's best.
Yes. He would just sort of, Ellen would nod and go with Elliot.
You and Elliot would step outside, and he would actually turn to you and say, well, we have time to kill. Did you want to see the other statue that one had given a report about?
Yes. Any more information I can get, I would like.
He'd lead you over to the door with like the ripped open metal and door or whatnot that's down there. That one just kind of like smashed and ripped and pulled and smashed and kind of went through. And we'll get to
me not to mess with him.
We'll get to that afterwards. Back to you,
Yep.
Will.
Yep. I would just say, my people follow the elements. We travel these lands and even worship the elements. They are a god to us. They are a way of life. So for one, I would like to thank you. But for two, I would like to ask you, why is it that this land feels so, and then for like lack of a better word, you can tell me, like, he thinks for a second, holy?
If I had to guess, it's because of the moats. There's place in this land, the heart of this land, and there may be more than one, where our world and your world have a thin fabric between them.
That sounds actually quite wonderful. It sounds almost soothing.
I don't know too much because the mole, they were the ones that did the experiments, but occasionally they would speak in this chamber as well. As far as I understand, they were trying to make a focus, and that's all I know.
He'll nod to that and say, I understand that that's all you've grown to keep for information, but I do have another question. Is there any way that you know for us to keep these moats, to keep the elementals alive?
The only thing I know is that I was bound here for as long as I have been for that reason.
He'll nod to that and
We fade quickly, or at least much quicker than what I've been. I can't keep track of years as mortals count them, and I can't keep track of days as I'm bound in this room here. But I dare say that my life has been lived time and time again.
Well, with that, we'd like to ask you more questions, but provide you, more importantly, with company over the next few days. Is that something that you would prefer, or would you rather us leave you be?
At one point, I would have raged. Her passion in my heart. I would have raged and fought against. Much prodding. Many magics were used to pull information from me. Those years have passed. I think they've all died. Turned to mud.
In more ways than one.
Now I am lonely. A small amount of company in my last few years would not be a bad thing.
Well, I'll be sure of it that someone is with you to just even chat with, as much as they can be.
Be warned. I come from a land of passion. And my passion has grown weak. I know that I am not what I am meant to be any longer. If I have changed this way, and there are others bound, be warned.
I'll nod to that and say, I wouldn't expect anything less, especially if they were bound beyond their choice. I'm grateful for you and for everything you've told us.
Oh, thanks, Will. Oh, you're welcome. Love you too, brother. That's how we have family moments. We roleplay them.
Oh God. With that being said, I'm going to go now, but we will be back shortly.
Of course. The two of you go walking into the other room, where of course you see the large salamander creature, the statue that's sitting there. You know what I mean? It's large, impressive. It has, the iron looking. I mean, the whole thing's made out of stone, but it has like some pulsing heat coming off of it. This room is even hotter than the other room you were in. Excuse me. This room's even hotter than the other room you were in because the so I haven't had coffee yet. I'm hoping my wife would make me a pot, but she's still sleeping. This room is even hotter than the other room that you were in. Somewhere between upwards 130 degrees Fahrenheit, which when you convert that to not freedom form is probably like, I don't know, 52 or something. 51, I don't know.
That's not with the freedom jacks today.
Oh, Jesus. Ouch.
Anyway,
Oh, moving on. So the when you go in there, it's even hotter. It's like now it's getting to the point where it's not really bearable anymore. It's almost hard to breathe. Like it almost like hurts to be inside there as you feel your skin kind of drying out a bit. But anyways, when you go in, you can see that the statue inside there is pulsing with
create
heat.
water. Just
Is it-
constantly create water.
You create water. You are now doused in warm water.
Oh no. I wouldn't actually do that. Sorry, it was just a bad joke.
Sounds uncomfortable.
It does actually. It sounds horrible.
I got it in all my nooks and crannies. So, you go walking up towards the statue, and Elliot would say, "This was discovered by one as being down here. It's a statue to an old god, but we're not entirely sure what statue it is."
Just gonna do one of these.
When you detect magic, you actually detect the thing is pulsing with magic. It actually seems as though there's a whelming magic happening inside of it, like a growing magic happening within it.
So it's increasing as we're here.
Correct.
I would, Elliot. I'm detecting magic inside it that's growing. Slowly. I imagine, not quickly.
Yeah, correct. Perhaps it's a
Slowly, but growing.
He's looking at the statue, kind of standing next to you, arms crossed, kind of like mine are, and he's looking at the statue, and he almost like you look at a piece of art and goes, "Oh, wonder if it's the birth of another god."
It gives you a look like casually just saying that. Okay, back to the statue. This is still new for him.
It's funny because it was meant to be a joke. So your character's kind of like, when your character's one of those, oh, he's like, okay.
Yeah.
Elliot was, as you kind of like look back, he's like, it was a joke.
Oh, okay. A lot's happened in a day, 2 days. It's been interesting. What type of magic am I getting off it? Can I tell?
Roll me. What's that check? Is it a knowledge or arcana? Yeah.
Knowledge arcana. Ooh, that's not so good. Oh, never mind. That's not too bad.
What's your total?
16.
Conjuration. Is what you get is a basic school conjuration.
It's conjuration magic.
Conjuration. Give me 1 second to roll as Elliot, so he has what knowledge he has immediately on hand.
Holy fuck!
When it comes to conjuration, it could be many different types. Were you able to glean the sub-school? Perhaps it was healing, or perhaps it was teleportation, or is it actually summoning something?
I imagine I was not able to glean the sub school with that. No, I wasn't able to.
Well, it is mole magics, so even though it's categorized that way by the Arcane Congress, the mole do things a little bit different.
Is there any writing anywhere?
There's
I don't know mole anyway, so it doesn't matter. That's good.
I won't lie. I'm a little intimidated to touch it as I don't have magic myself. Do you have any affinity towards fire?
Yes. Yes, I do. But just if I am going to touch it, just stand back. I have an affinity for fire. I'm just not sure I have much control with it.
Gotcha. Give me 1 second. I find something that's really annoying me. What is this? That's not what I'm looking for. Looking for a different thing, and apparently I can't remember the name of it, which is annoying.
I love that chat's freaking out that Elliot rolled properly for once.
I know. God, he rolls so horribly, so consistently. It is genuinely painful. Okay, cool.
It's because he's a skill jockey too, isn't he?
It's annoying how bad I roll. I just always roll under 5 for him. All right, go ahead. So what do you do?
Actually, you know what? He would start unwrapping his hand.
Okay.
So he would. So this is the first time this has actually happened on stream. So I'll describe it. He would be unwrapping his hand, and underneath he would like pull it back to about here. His hand would be more than burnt, more than charred. It's withered. It's moving as if it's a normal hand, but it's withered, and it's almost hard to look at. And he would, after he's done that, ooh.
Elliot tries to, it's like, not to get too real here, but it's like when you see like a grievous wound on somebody for the first time, you immediately have like a gut feeling, but you don't want to react because you don't want to be rude. You know what I mean? He's not a rude person.
Oh.
It's just unfortunate that you are able to notice it, as you know.
Yeah.
Of course.
He would pause.
You're going to be sensitive to the matter, and he's trying to be sensitive as well. But it's just your character's keen, you know.
He would pause for a second with that, and then reach out, put his hand on it.
You reach out and you place your hand on it, and all of a sudden you realize that what you're touching, first of all, hurts. It's hot. It's very hot. However, something inside there reaches out and touches you. Like you can feel an essence reach out and touch you, and you realize that there is lava inside the statue. You realize it because you can see it in your mind's eye. There's literally lava in the statue, but more than just seeing the lava in the statue, you can actually see that the lava in the statue goes down and underground and connects across tunnels, a network of lava that is stretching far and beyond. It is just stretching so far and beyond from where you are. And then all of a sudden you realize, and you like take your hand off of it because your hand was burnt.
Yeah.
It hurt really hard, like really bad. And it's like, oh, Jesus. And you look around, like, looking to talk to Elliot. I don't know what you would say.
So just, there's...
Elliot's not there. You're inside a room with the same statue. The statue's before you, but the room is a bit different. First of all, to the side of the statue, there's like a table of supplies and whatnot that happen to sit there, a various assortment of supplies. Also, in front of the statue, there's like a strange, almost trough-looking thing that's sitting there, and it's like an anvil that's sitting inside the area as well. You're inside a very different room. It's still warm like before, but we're talking tens of degrees cooler. Like probably saw like 30, 40 degrees cooler than the room you were just standing in beforehand. You realize that this down here is also just a very different feeling room than you were in beforehand. This is strange. Strange indeed.
Okay. Hello?
You don't hear, roll a perception check.
It's +1. Hey, that's not too bad.
Breakfast!
Yeah, just for everyone in chat's knowledge, Ilan still feels pain on his arms as if they were normal. He's just weak in them.
And this is why, if my wife wanted to share some of my office, I would say, well, actually, we have a room for you set up over there. I put a desk in it, and so on and so forth. So,
wow. Oh, it did not go down well. Oh, that was a mistake.
I didn't wait long enough.
No, you did not.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
You're not gonna pay for that one later.
Yeah, you know.
Next stream, Scott's just gonna turn up wearing a big pair of sunglasses.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Anyway, so Ilan Ilan would just be like, look, sorry, the perception check was 16.
Gotcha. With your perception check, you would just hear a slight echo inside the cave.
Okay. Looking at the you said there was a table with supplies.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of stuff's on it?
You go over and look at the table, and you can see there's like different like you go over, start kind of sifting through it. It's different degrees of stuff. Honestly, you're not entirely sure what to make of it because it doesn't seem like there's any organization what's on that table. Just like different degrees of like parchments and like books or whatever that are on there. All of it written in Perrin, of course, but nothing that really jumps out at you as being different kinds of effigies or whatever that's there. But then with your 16 perception check, you realize you're not alone. You kind of get that prickling in the back of your neck feeling like there's somebody behind you.
Okay.
It's a
I'm
Evil Nathan with a mustache.
I thought Good Nathan had a mustache.
not knowing what's going on. I have an idea. I'm going to cast a sanctuary on myself.
So you just stand there and you're like, and you immediately cast Sanctuary.
Yeah. And then I turn around after I've done that.
You, as you're turning, so as you cast Sanctuary, you hear this. You Zars with Ophios or no?
I don't believe. I don't know that name.
Roll initiative.
Oh fuck!
When in doubt, just say yes.
Ilan ain't gonna lie.
I gotta
not
bring
a
us-
good message to be
I gotta bring
spreading.
us over to this one.
I said what I said.
Oh. Oh. Okay. So sorry. You're unfortunately initiative didn't because I wasn't moved over yet.
I also
I can add you on there. Where's your mini?
that I was literally about to say where is my mini on here actually.
One second.
I see a mini that's definitely not mine. That I can still control. Oh, that one. I don't have control over that one.
Oh, that one. That's Ilan.
I don't have control over that one.
That's weird.
If
Hold
that
on.
one's me, I don't.
It just says Ilan. It actually, I think, because your name changed, it unlinked at one point in
Wait,
time.
I have an idea. I can do this.
Here, it's all set now. It's linked now, but you're good. I put one on there. You're good.
I think I could just drag mine with the icon and everything.
You're fine. You're fine. Because I don't think you have an image on you yet, do you?
On my character I do.
Oh, you do?
My
Go ahead,
character sheet.
drag and drop it. See if it makes a better one. Sorry. Trying to get things working right.
I just drag like that, right?
Yep. Oh,
did
cool.
that work?
Never mind. That works
Sweet.
way better. Cool. So I will hold on. I gotta do this so I can add token. Stop moving.
Sorry, I'm moving it over with the others.
I have to right click, and if it's too close to the top, I can't press add turn. There we go. Awesome.
I'll move it off of the violent, the violent sword.
Okay. Snake
You
is
don't
not
know
spelled
my
that way.
sword.
I don't.
You know
Why are you
Oh,
not even
no.
finding a snake person?
You've got to switch to the combat overlay, Scott.
why?
It was like weird.
Why would I
Well,
switch to
this
color?
is going to be theater of the mind, I think, because we don't have
Yeah.
an actual.
No, that's fine. It was acting weird in the little thingy, but it
Oh
looks
yeah,
better
yeah.
now.
No, I fixed it. It was just
Okay.
it was being annoying.
Oh yeah.
Well, you won initiative, so all of a sudden, what you do is when you turn around and he's like no, and all of a sudden it's a roll initiative. What happens is you turn around and you see a man standing there before you, right? You got arms on either side, and then he starts to get taller and taller and taller, until you realize he is a man above the waist. But below the waist, he is a massive fucking serpent. A massive snake that is rising up. And, he's like muscular all over. He's got, I don't know, like a Dwayne The Rock Johnson 8-pack going on. You know what I mean? Massive arms and whatnot. He is not a small man. Huh?
I was just saying run. As soon as you're like, he's got a Dwayne The Rock Johnson gun. Run.
Well, he was a Scorpion King before, so he might as well be the Snake Man too, you know? Like,
yeah, why not?
oh,
You've got a massive snake rising from below his waist.
oh Jesus. Oh.
Okay, well, I've got Sanctuary on myself already.
Okay. And you
so-
you want initiative. So as you can see, this thing is coming at you like it's going to attack you. You actually have initiative.
So Ilan instinctively would try to talk first. He's already got the protection thing on him to at least hopefully help. He would just say, please, I mean you no harm. I don't know how I got here.
But yet you're here. Your turn.
Yeah, isn't that impressive, dude? Come on. But you can't do that. Noob.
I'm going to continue with defensive for now. Since I've said my one thing for this turn, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself. So that's +2 AC? Yes.
So first I have to make a will save to even attack you. And then I have to overcome a much higher AC. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is make
Not
my will
much
save.
higher AC at all. Just a little higher.
It's like 3 higher. That's pretty good.
+3.
Is it +3? Okay,
Yeah.
that's so that's 15 instead of 12.
Oh.
I don't have armor yet.
Let's hope my will save beats yours. Welp. Oh, so sorry. I actually rolled that with the wrong modifier. Sorry.
And my will save DC.
Doesn't matter.
where is it?
16. This is right on there.
Yep, you're right.
So he overcomes it, and now he's going to make his attack roll against you. Clearly he's trained in unarmed combat. Sorry. Clearly he has improved grapple, so it doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity if you're even holding a weapon anyways. He's going to try to grapple you. So.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, you know, he is a snake.
No. What's interesting is what will happen if he does grapple me.
Well, you know, he is a snake. This is kind of like what he does.
Yeah, so
What's your
does
CM?
he grapple?
What's your CMD?
My CMD is 11.
Yeah, he grapples you.
Okay, so something happens immediately.
Immediate action?
No, I'm gonna ping this. Where is it?
Whenever the wearer is grappled, the shirt automatically bursts into flames, dealing 1d6 plus 10 points of fire damage every round. Oh my god.
Oh my god! What is this?
Well, roll your plus 10. Jesus.
Oh, I didn't mean to hit it twice, so ignore the second one.
Hey, chat, remember when you did the hype train and we gave him magic items?
Yep, this was one of them.
Jesus.
Wow. So obviously the 14 gets the first one rolled.
Yep.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
And it's not even an attack.
No, it happens, and I can do it up to 10 times.
It doesn't break your sanctuary because it's not. Well, I don't know how sanctuary works in this, but
He's already through my sanctuary anyway.
Yeah, because
This
it's not
is-
an attack.
This is 10 points of crushing damage as he wraps around you and starts like, but he because he did that and he got the burn, and he like squeezes hard as like a retaliation for it, hurting you. Now it's now it's your turn.
Ilan
Okay.
goes, I like the smell of barbecued snake in the morning.
I am gonna cast energy body. Let me ping it. Where is it? There we go.
Okay. As a standard action, okay, but you're grappled. So let's see. Is it?
Yeah, but I can use.
Oh, it's a supernatural ability.
Supernatural, yep. And I can use my
You can transfer
movement-
your body into pure energy resembling a golden white elemental. In this form, you gain the elemental subtype. But can you also pass through people too?
I believe so because I can pass through people to heal them. and
Living
enemies-
allied creatures. That's what it is. Gotcha.
Okay. Well, that's okay because I can still, as a movement action, heal myself.
Okay, so you just turn into an energy of white light, and you can hear it's like, "What SARS you?" As you're like flaming and glowing and healing yourself and burning him at the same time. Anything else with your move or bonus action?
Well, my move action will be to heal myself.
Oh, gotcha.
You're-
There you go.
You're grappled, right?
Uh-huh.
But it also means is he's grappling the other guy when they're in a grapple. Is that how this works in Pathfinder?
You both have the grappled condition. Mm-hmm.
So Ilan's technically grappling this other guy.
Correct.
So he deals damage to him with energy body as well. If you grapple or attack an undead creature,
Undead.
oh, undead.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, it just heals me. That's the main purpose of this is to heal me. So I would then heal up to full and just please we can talk.
Roll your, because it's the start of his turn, roll your d6 damage again. Or fire damage.
Yep.
16. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
A total of 30 damage. It quickly uncoils and moves away from you. Technically it provokes an attack of opportunity, but I don't think you have a weapon in hand, so I don't think you can do it.
No, I wouldn't do it.
So it recoils back and it's like, "What SARS use? What SARS use?"
I don't know, but I don't want to fight.
How's you get sins here's? Did you find
with that
tunnels?
I would drop the elemental body. I would drop it.
Yep.
So I point to the statue. I touched a statue. I thought that statue, but clearly not. And then I was here.
Wait. Use learns house?
I don't know. I have an affinity with flame, with fire. Actually, my hand would still be uncovered. Actually, I have affinity with flame and fire. I touched it, and then I felt something reach back, and then I was here.
Roll diplomacy check. Happy with that, or?
I think I'm happy with the 29.
Technically speaking, you got prayer to the gods. I'm going to refund the aid of the martyr because you didn't end up needing it or anything. So I'm going to refund that one.
Okay.
But prayer to the gods you have on you, so that's technically a 30. Just so you know. I'll
Sweet.
refund the other one afterwards, though. So anyways, you are so with the 30, he goes, use ours knots. Here's to fights you stumbled. Use learns the tunnels, the networks.
I think so. I felt that the lava inside went far, and then I was here.
Me's too's. I wraps myself arounds the statues, and when I do's it makes me warms on the inside for long times. I tried teach Ophios. I tried see if he touched networks, but Ophios stupids. Ophios not feels it.
I don't know how I did it, but I think I think I did somehow learn how to do this. I recently have known things that I didn't know that I knew. I don't know what I am to answer your question.
Wise would Snagas choose you.
Would I know what he just said was?
No? I mean, he said a noun.
Okay.
It was a noun.
Yeah. Okay.
that
Then I think I have an affinity for the fire within this statue. Whatever was used to create
It's
this.
not fires. It's magmas.
It's magma. Yes. That's from what I can tell that's a mixing of the fire and earth planes. Yes.
I don't know what that means.
I think I have at least part of an affinity for what is inside there. And I think that's what let me do that.
You are his parents. Are you one of Rena's?
Now, that name I have heard, haven't I?
As Ilan, I believe so.
Yeah.
As Val, definitely. As Ilan, I believe so.
I believe I heard about the what was happening with
You heard
Rena
about it
in...
from what's his face first or second hand, I suppose.
No, I think I have heard of this Rena. I am not one of hers, but I'm also not of Paradale anymore.
If you learns networks, you shows me, you teach me, how's you go inside the nuts burns, how's you travels. They all touches. The statues, they's all touches.
How many of these statues are there?
We don't knows.
I can try. I can try and learn if I can control what I just did.
Shows me, teach me. 1 second.
I would try. Boy, am I glad I chose that magical item. I chose it because I knew he would target me with grapples and stuff. It also fit Ilan, which I quite liked.
He's gone to beg for mercy.
Is the Arcane Congress going to get on me again for doing this?
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, electrical work.
I would try and describe what I did and the feeling I had. The feeling of me reaching, putting my hand on it and reaching into the statue and having it reach back. I would try and explain that.
So whenever trying to convey messages like this, I like to do it as like charisma checks because you're trying to teach.
Yep.
21.
I'll take it.
You try to describe it as like almost like you can feel the warmth in your body, like the fire in your heart, sort of a thing. As you know, you can feel it as you reach out to touch it. It touched you, and you kind of gave into it. You follow along the network. You happen to stumble here. You know what I mean? That was accidental, clearly. But you try to describe it. It goes, shows me.
Okay. I will. Before I do, may I know your name?
No. You're
Okay,
as lucky as
then-
I don't kills yous. It was
fine.
Definitely a weak bluff. Definitely a weak bluff on that one.
Yep. That's fine. Then I will tell you mine. My name is Ilan. And if I do manage to pull this off, I don't know if I will be able to get back. So
Where's
hopefully-
ours from?
I'm from Valoran in Idir.
This is Momsley's.
What?
Momsley's in Svala's.
Me as a person, I'm not understanding what you just said.
It's Mumley. Where you are right now is Mumley.
Oh, okay.
You definitely should have told him your name was Daddy, though.
Fuck off. Momley in Vala. Oh shit. Okay. Well, hopefully we can meet again. I will try and describe what I'm doing as I'm doing it. And I might use it properly. We will see. And he would go over to the statue and he would describe everything he does as he's like preparing to touch it. And then he's going to, on a whim, try and think, or he's going to say that he's thinking of the magma inside the statue, thinking of it going down into the earth, thinking of it stretching far, and thinking of it stretching back to Idir.
If only they're that simple. Obviously, you're thinking of those things, but those are words, and cognizant thoughts. When you touch the statue, something much more base, something much more mystical happens. Sure, you could say you're thinking about those things and think happy
The
thoughts. and you
second
can
something
fly.
else is happening, he would describe it out loud because he wants to help.
But what happens is so quick, right? That's why you couldn't react beforehand. What
Oh,
happens is
okay,
so
yeah.
quick. Like you're just like, okay, I'm thinking of this. Da-da-da, I'm thinking about it, and then I touch, and I'm thinking, and then all of a sudden you can feel as you touch it, it burns. It burns your hand. It reaches out, it touches you, and then you can kind of like once again feel that network again, and then you just kind of like stumble through it, and then as you stumble through, you find yourself, Nathan, you had stepped out to go get the others, but not immediately around you, but you hear Elliot saying, "Where are you? How did you do this? Where'd you go?"
I hear Elliot
Uh-oh.
saying that.
Yeah, from
From another
one of
room,
from the
yeah.
other room. Yeah.
I'm still here, Elliot.
No, Nathan, come here, come quick.
I start going.
You start walking in that direction, and what you see as you like trying to make your way through that like busted up door, that like banged up door that I made him make acrobatic checks forever to get through. So as you're making your way through, all of a sudden you see that the statue that's sitting there, this massive statue of a serpent, of a what are they called? Salamander that's before you. From its mouth starts spewing out magma. So it's like magma starts pouring out of its mouth. It's one of like, whoa! As you see magma coming out of the mouth.
Holy shit!
The magma immediately, as it falls out of its mouth, it falls into two piles on the ground that are being formed up and up and up, and then they join at the top, and then you realize, oh, that's a waist, and there's a body, and then you realize it's literally spewing out magma that comes into the shape of, and then the magma fades, and there's Ilan standing before you, touching the statue, like, ow, it hurts.
Oh,
What the hell was that?
Yes.
he turns around. Okay, I'm back.
You can become magma?
This is certainly unique.
That's not. I don't think that's what I did. Is that what I did?
That's what we just saw. You turned from magma to yourself.
This
You didn't see it
statue
as he left. He touched the statue, and he literally turned into magma that eeped into the statue first, and then it spewed you back out.
This statue is part of a network. It's a transportation. I ended up somewhere else. I ended up in Mumley in Vala. Looking to
what-
Elliot.
Would Nathan know how far away that is?
Probably not.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I don't
Actually-
know, but
You guys would travel through Vala, absolutely. So there's a local or history check or geography check.
let me look at the map of Idir because I don't think I know.
You need the map of
Oh yeah, no, we do. Holy shit, that's further than I thought. Okay, could you link that map in chat because I've lost the link.
I'll have to get it in a minute for you.
Oh yeah, no rush.
I actually should just make the world map for your campaign as well as I did in the other one. I'm sorry, Will. I can't see your total at the moment. What was it?
16.
Okay, that's good enough. Give me a moment, and I will get that for you. I'm just trying to load something up real quick. Here it is. Here. Come on, map, move. And then zoom, 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 zoom. And you guys are in Horgwen. And no snapping. Here we go. That is about 200 miles away. Sorry. Let me say that right. Yeah, about 200 miles away.
And you traveled there instantly.
The way the bird flies.
If it, I think. How long was I gone, Elliot?
Minute, 2 minutes.
Then
wasn't
yes,
exactly
there
counting.
was. Then yes, I believe essentially instantly because I had a little bit of time on the other side. I met someone who mentioned Ophios. He looks to Elliot.
So nice of you to say someone as opposed to something.
I met someone that mentioned a name, Ophios, asked if I was with them. Do you know that name, Elliot?
Oh, Ophios, I don't believe I know the name Ophios, no.
Okay.
We need to get back and inform the council of everything we've discovered. We have quite a lot of information.
Yes, and we need to put guards on this door. But I would ask that if someone comes through, specifically someone with a snake tail, he would describe, I don't know the proper term, like a lamia sort of thing, right?
Sure. More like a Merilith.
I'll explain that. I'll explain that I met someone on the other side, and while they were hostile at first, once they knew that I didn't want to attack them back, we were able to talk.
Once more.
Hold on a moment, though. Oh, Midori, 3 years.
Wow.
Midori, I think you're my first 3-year person. Hi, Midori. How are you?
Well, that would make sense because they're a founder.
Yeah. Aw. We almost never get to hear from Midori anymore. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Hey, Midori, do me a favor. Hit me up on Discord in PMs when you get a hot minute. No rush. You know, today, tomorrow, next day, whenever you have a minute. Okay. Anyways, so back to the game. Elliot says, "Well, it is important that we share this information. However, Nathan, the council is currently decentralized. We can't just have a meeting with them. They're all about. You have some are in the keep to the west. We have some are traveling the lands and alongside an angel, doing, frankly, I guess, God's work. There's some here in Hodgwen and others elsewhere. I don't think we have a council that we can call, at least for a few days. And so if we're going to report, maybe we should have some more to report." You can see he's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He's very excited.
He's going to say, well...
But guards, he interrupts you. But guards, of course, just to make sure that no snake people come through.
No, I would like to know if they do. I don't want to be hostile to anyone. He wouldn't tell me his name, but he also seemed very defensive on guard. He wanted to learn how the statue worked. He seemed curious, very eager to learn.
Yes, but if you ever when people see power, of course they want to understand how it works.
Well, perhaps
Maybe,
just a letter to the chosen.
I'm not trying to. We can send perhaps word to one, but we're not going to be able to reach out to Rayron. He's going to be beyond the keep. Maybe you can cast one of your bird spells.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
It may not be a bad idea to at least update them of what we know. We can always fill them in proper later. And turning back to Elliot, it's not that I don't want to keep him from getting out. I just would want to make sure that it's not a violent encounter.
Last thing we need is somebody that has another ability to teleport into our home.
That is true. Like I said, guards.
A 4-minute walk from this network to the other network?
Like I said, guards, yes. Just make sure they're not eager to be violent.
As they're all trained to be.
Anyway, turning back to Nathan, I too would like to stay and study this area a bit more, especially the pillars and this, pointing at the statue, though I may have to be careful about touching it again. And this will actually be a moment he'll look down at his hand and realize it's still uncovered and very quickly bandage it up.
It also hurts still. It was legitimately very, very, very hot.
You would see him wince as he bandages up fully.
Okay. All right, cool.
He notably doesn't try to heal it.
You guys will just make a quick walk across town, step into the portal room, lift the one to the keep. Literally, can just step out onto the balcony, cast your spell, sending out the bird, and then come back and step back through the portal, come back to Hod Gwen, and continue doing your research and so on. And we can get back to you afterwards. Going to the other two, who do we want to do first? One or Neil?
Neil.
Okay, we'll do Neil first. And
I'm gonna very quickly be right back. I can.
yeah,
still hear
we're
if
gonna
you
take
can
we're
hear
gonna take a
me,
break at
guys.
this point, anyways, because I actually have to make
okay.
a work-related quick phone call to somebody, because I have a feeling somebody's gonna try to go to a location that is boarded up at the moment, and so I have to give them a heads up, like, hey, don't go there. It's boarded up at the moment. So, yeah. Anyways, we'll be right back.